issue of collaboration, it's interesting that you mentioned the difference between West and East, because I think if someone had asked this question in the 1950s, talk about collaboration, I think most scholars would have spoken about France, right? Would have talked about Western Europe. Collaboration, it used to be synonymous with Vichy France, maybe with Quisling, in Norway. But in recent years, the subject really has focused on Eastern Europe. I think now if you asked most Americans, picture a collaborator in the Holocaust, they would draw like a Polish peasant or Ukrainian peasant or something. Collaboration was important everywhere, and precisely, obviously, in the areas of the most intense killing of Jews, collaboration had the most impact and the highest stakes. But it doesn't mean that that's the only place collaboration existed. You know what I mean? I think it's important to keep all the different parts of Europe in balance. The thing about collaboration is it was necessary for the scope of the Holocaust to be as immense as it was. The Germans could not do it on their own. We know 95% of the Jews killed came from outside the pre-war borders of Germany. And those operations, and also killing of Roma and Sinti, involved all kinds of local cooperation, collaboration, local beneficiaries. We also know, though, that local collaboration, too, changed over time. The very same people who in 1941 might, for different reasons, opportunism or greed or fear, intimidation, might have jumped on the bandwagon to participate in taking Jews' property, even in preparing sites for killing, or even operating as killers themselves, sometimes in 1943 and 1944, had joined the resistance and were fighting against Nazis. So collaboration also changed with the course of the war. The stakes for potential collaborators changed, right? Some people might have thought, well, the Germans are going to win the war anyways, Jews are going to be gone. I want to get in on the ground floor and enjoy some of those spoils for myself and my family. Later, people might have thought, well, maybe if I play a certain role, I'll be able to spare my own family from expulsion, from different kinds of things. Collaboration is more complicated than simply, these people agreed with Nazism. It's a really important topic, and I think it played a very significant part in the war. I think it was also part of the Nazi leadership strategy, right? To try to bind local populations to their project. I read somewhere recently a comment, of course I can't remember who said it, that the vulnerability of Jews themselves made non-Jews feel more secure in the Nazi system. And when you think about that, it's a really pernicious thought, right? The idea that precisely thinking these terrible things are happening to them because they're Jews would mean that non-Jews could think the more that terrible things happen to them, the safer we are.